Hey, Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome to the Civilization 7 1.1 update analysis video. It's a real classic for us. We've done these for a long time. So, update 1.1 is here. Our first major update to Civilization 7. This update includes a mix of both paid and free content, with many of the free additions influenced by community feedback. For these extensive update 1.1 notes, we've separated PC and console into two sections so you can easily read them for your preferred platform. Okay, so we've got our patch notes separated out based on the platform. I believe that happens down here somewhere. You can see you've got the console game updates, you got the PC update. I think they're more or less the same. I think there might be just some like UI and maybe tiny changes. I don't know. I'd be kind of interested to see if anyone wants to do the an analysis on that. It's not something I'm super interested in. As part of these update notes, we're introducing a feature spotlight section where the developers dive deeper into new features and improvements being made. The update notes will cover all the addressed issues and improvements, including changes to both the base game and the DLC. And lastly, for those who are excited about paid content additions, a collection section will showcase the newest saves, latest wonders included in the latest paid content collection. This update also brings a number of addressed issues and improvements specifically for console players. Some of these changes may already be available to PC players, but now all platforms are fully up to date. This also means that crossplay between PC has been restored across PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. You can once again enjoy cross-platform multiplayer between PC and these consoles with the latest version of the game. For a look into what we're planning, take a look at our recently released update check-in. I did make a video on this, but I didn't actually get a chance to go through it. You know what? It's kind of more fun if we experience the updates as they come out. As always, we're listening closely to your feedback, so keep sharing your thoughts on the Steam discussion forums and the Civilization Discord server. This website will be linked in the description of this video if you want to go ahead and check that out. So we're checking out the feature spotlight, refining the modern cultural legacy path, the Geographic Society. If you've been chasing a Geographic Society victory, you might have noticed that it has some balance quirks. We made some key changes to improve how this victory feels and plays, including removing the chance of artifacts to run out in the game and making it harder for players to breeze through this path when no other players are aiming for this victory. Here are the key changes. Explorer units now cost more, so you can slow down, so that will slow down the early rushes. There are fewer exploration age artifact spawns per continent, making competition for discoveries more strategic. Natural wonders can now be studied for artifacts thanks to new mastery in the natural history technology. Each player can collect these new artifacts once per natural wonder. Additional artifacts can be earned by completing the Future Civic, providing new late game opportunities, additional AI and quality of life improvements around the Geographic Society gameplay. So looking like we're getting some really key changes here to the culture victory, which a lot of people had been reporting on being not so great. It wasn't in the greatest place or position, or you know, it was very rushable. It was very not fun. So hopefully we're going to see this very first patch nudge that in a direction of maybe... I don't necessarily see how this will make it more fun, but it will, at least, I think this will nudge it away from being so dominant and overpowered, and we might start... It's a nudge. It's a nudge in the right direction, right? All right, we got some PC update notes. This is the actual patch notes. This is what you're here for. So, new features. Natural History Mastery now grants explorers +1 sight and the ability to gain artifacts from natural wonders. Love it. Very cool update. Completing the Future Civic now grants +1 artifact of the modern age. This is really great because if you are in a situation where you had a very frustrating game where you decided to just switch to a cultural victory and you didn't really have good options, now you've got a way to get those artifacts. That's really good. Completing the Hegemony Civic now grants +1 artifact when explorers research artifacts. Very nice. More ways to acquire artifacts is always welcome. Explorers have had their costs increased now that artifacts can be acquired from more sources, and explorers can no longer create a new dig site on top of an existing dig site. There were certain weird situations where you could get a lot of artifacts by spamming dig sites. The continent lens has been updated to show natural wonders that can provide artifacts, and hegemony has switched place with militarism and now requires nationalism and globalism. That should hopefully slow down the culture rush and increase the number of artifacts that are spawned on tiny maps. Holy cities can now be converted. Note that when players create their own missionary units, they will always follow the player's chosen religion. I still think it would be kind of interesting if I could choose another player's religion. That would be kind of a very interesting idea, but I do like that holy cities can now be converted. That one belief for religion is no longer useless. Let's have a look here. Leaders in Civ. Napoleon Emperor can no longer reject sanctions for free. This was kind of overpowered because people would try to sanction you and you just reject them. Rejecting endeavors for free? Totally reasonable. Let's have a look here. We've got America now receives +2 resource slots upon constructing their unique quarter. Nice little buff to America. Buganda adjusted Nyanza civic effect for modern Buganda to award +1 happiness and culture to quarters adjacent to rivers or lakes. We've also got Meiji Japan getting +1 resource slots on the Zaibatsu unique quarter. Very nice. That's going to help. That's going to help this civ towards the factory victory condition, being able to slot, an extra resource or two into a factory. You could have up to 7 fish in a single factory now if you were only able to have 5 before. So America's going to be quite happy with this. Meiji Japan's going to be quite happy with this if they're going for an economic victory. Increase the cost of Siam's Itza Parab action to be more than 50% more than the standard befriend action. So basically the instant befriendment of Siam is now a little bit more expensive. Siam addressed a reported issue where Siam was sometimes not properly unlocked in the modern age after unlocking them in the exploration age. Sounds like a nice little bug fix there for Siam. It's always nice when things are consistent. You don't want those frustrations. In terms of the Civ balance pass, very light, a very light touch from the developers with a heavy focus on the final age, which is quite interesting. Gameplay. The AI will now perform better at completing the modern cultural legacy path by gaining artifacts and natural wonders, yada yada yada. Address a report issue where AI will sometimes fail to spend all of their points during the advanced start setup. That is quite interesting. I think I did notice this a couple of times where sometimes you would do it in advanced start and the AI would just have one city, and it was a little bit confusing. We've got economic bonuses. Oil rigs now benefit from warehouse bonuses granted by the Ironworks and Combustion Tech Masteries. Huge fan of that. This was a very minor frustration with the game. It just felt off, It would have been nice, and here it is. It's been fixed. City Patron Pantheon effect decreased from +3 to +2 influence on altars. I still think +3 is insane, in my opinion. Right, +3 is insane. +2 is good. +1 would suck. +3 is insane, +2 is good, and that's just a vibes thing. 3 is a crazy number. Consider a monument gives you +1, but this does take up an entire Pantheon slot. But yeah, City Patron Pantheon decrease, that's nice. In progress buildings that are instantly granted to player will now autocomplete. I think there was a little bit of a weird thing going on with the economy where sometimes buildings that were instantly finished would kind of go ghost and disappear and not actually ever finish. It was kind of a weird bug that I wasn't able to really nail down, but it happened to me a couple of times, so I'm happy to see that maybe there's some fixes towards this in the direction of that. We've got sanctions that can now be used at neutral relationship, and their cost will decrease as the relationship gets more hostile. I love this. Sometimes you want to sanction someone, but you don't have the relationship to do so just yet. So being able to sanction people at a higher cost, right? It makes sense that sanctioning someone who is more friendly with you might cost a little bit more diplomatic capital. We've got crises here. Address the reported issue with revolutions crises, applying more happiness in settlements than stated. We've got some nice updates to the military tab here, right? Or our military section here. Naval units can disperse independent powers. Huge fan of that. We've got refinements made to the army unpacking action. The players now have the option to select the commander hex when choosing an unpack direction. This was a complaint I had, and actually said to Carl specifically. Shout out to the developer. Shout out to the developers. I was like, listen, it's driving me crazy not being able to unpack on a single tile. So doing so will unpack the strongest unit in the commander's hex and arrange any remaining units on adjacent hexes based on the current facing direction of the commander. If the player indicates a direction to unpack by selecting an adjacent hex, the stronger units will unpack in that direction, the next stronger unpacking on the commander hex. Remaining units will then pack on adjacent hexes based on the unpack direction. Very nice. So they've kind of made some refinements to the army unpacking. I found it frustrating sometimes that I couldn't unpack units directly onto the commander's tile, so I'm glad that we can see this actually getting fixed, because sometimes you unpack your units and then your commander isn't defended and he gets sniped, and it doesn't feel good. Addressed a reported issue with the harassment promotion unintentionally stacking too high. It's always nice to see these little issues fixed. And addressed an issue with the bombard strength being used for Guard Imperial and Sepoy unique infantry units. There were some weird stuff like that. A duplicate aerodrome commanders should no longer appear when conquering a settlement in the modern age. This is one I experienced. Glad to see that that's getting fixed. And a ghost unit, or multiple units of any class, can no longer be created when units are deployed by an AI commander during normal gameplay. I Have no idea what that means. Added the Bermuda Triangle Natural Wonder for all players. Memento balance. We've had many changes to mementos to make them feel like viable choices. Some mementos were overshadowing leader and civ abilities and need to be toned down, while others were not quite as impactful to take them as often. I have the game open here actually, and I don't see any of the new DLC stuff. I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that's meant to be there yet. I don't see Britain or nothing. Maybe I'm misunderstood. So Al Tokaputunic gives +1 sight to scouts who are adjacent to mountains. Was +3. This was a little crazy. Alter set now grants +1 culture from specialists. Was +1 culture and gold from specialists. It was a little strong. Still, it doesn't even feel that strong because it only really gets good in like the exploration and modern age. Chalcedony Seal now grants 1 culture and gold for unique buildings and improvements. Old effect was plus. Oh yeah, this was busted. I think like here's the thing. It should either be +1 culture and gold for unique buildings and improvements, or +3 gold and culture if you have 3 or more unique builds. Like either of that, but the fact that it was doing both, it was giving you +3 gold and culture if you have 3 or more unique. Oh, what? That was insane. Crown of Napoleon now grants 200 gold per age when a formal war is declared against you. Was 100 gold per age. That's quite nice. I still don't know if it's worth taking. Dong Song Drum, declaring a formal war against another civilization grants a tech boost. Now that is quite good. That could be quite an interesting one. You could kind of, farm formal wars to get tech boosts here. Eagle Banner, cities now gain 2% science per great work on display, maximum 20%. It was 5%, and it was insane. This was super overpowered. Now grants +2 science per age on towns at Tundra. Old effect, cities gains +5 science per great work on display. That was, again, also super overpowered. These were giga overpowered, these 2 abilities. Imago Mundi now gives +2 sight instead of +1 for scout, search, and lookout ability. Was +3. +3 was insane. +2 starts to feel like a little bit more, it's like starting to get somewhere. It's like it's still good, but it's not how crazy this thing was. Joy Use now grants +2 happiness for every cavalry unit. Okay, +2 happiness per age for every cavalry unit was a little crazy. So just a flat 2 happiness per cavalry unit feels a little bit less insane. That's going to get you those celebrations. Merchant Saddle now grants +1 movement for scouts, merchants, settlers, and explorers. I am going to miss the site. The site was awesome. Padron Real now grants +2 happiness per age on natural wonders. Ooh, that's quite good. It used to give 100% yields. But I'm gonna miss that old 100% yields. 100% yields was so cool. Be cool if they could bring it back somehow. Maybe one day. It was super awesome. But +2 happiness per age on natural wonders. It's kind of just bad now. Queen's Jewelry now grants +2 gold per age on natural wonders. Oh, this is actually quite a bit buffed. It used to be just +2 gold, now it's +2 gold per age, and that's pretty good. Actually, the combination of these two makes natural wonders pretty damn fun. Arias now gives 10% culture in cities with at least 1 wonder. It used to be 10% culture if you have the most wonders and 10% production if you do not. So extra culture in cities where you have wonders. Very nice. That's overall, I would say the Memento balance has been pretty good. I will say they have not taken care of what are the 2 biggest Memento offenders. I believe it's Ibn Battutas. Like this, there's a Memento combo in here that's just like insane. I think it's gain 10 of the corresponding yield whenever you spend an attribute point, and then if you go all expansionist points as Ibn Battuta, you can like get your capital to grow to an insane level on like turn 1 or 2, or maybe there's another leader whose Memento does it. I don't remember. It was like gain 100 food when you spend a... Yeah, this one. Listen, this is insane. Okay? You take this, the golden sapphire flowers, and then you play Ibn Battuta, and you take an expansionist point, and then you spend 3 points, like literally. I should really do a showcase of that build. It's ridiculous, okay? That needs to be balanced. Big time. You can get an insane capital pretty much instantaneously. +1 happiness per age and quarters during celebration. So Diamond Throne has been updated. Lotus Blossom gives science and culture equal to 4% of your gold income. So just worded a little bit more easily. I do think Lotus Blossom is a lot of fun. Really cool one to go play around with. I really want to like earn it. Yata no Kagami gives you 20 culture per age at the start of every celebration. That's actually pretty good. Very nice. The Maya's Kuna unique building text states +3 signs instead of +4. Nice that that's getting updated. We're seeing some updates to the text for some of these things. The not enough golden treasury message now correctly appears when you're attempting to purchase something that you cannot actually afford. And the lines connecting the tech and civic trees now properly aligned with their respective nodes. Is it true? Say it ain't so. Load up a random civ. We got to check that out. We'll find out if that's true or not. We'll figure that out. The the victory achieved pop-up now takes you to the correct Civilopedia page if it's a final milestone and the correct tab of the victory progress screen. Otherwise, social policies now can be slotted separately when you unlock both in the same turn. This is pretty made it seem to play the slot. Okay, just like some bug fixes. Descriptions of a civ's unique units will no longer mention their tier when loading into the game. Interesting. Yeah, they must have said like, oh, tier 1. Which doesn't necessarily matter because you're going to be recruiting it at a variety of tiers. Settling factory resources no longer highlights invalid slots. Selecting. Okay. Very nice. Like to see that. A new icon for natural wonders in the continent lens has been added so it's easier to players to see where to dig up modern age artifacts. Updated and improved the leader attribute menu. Looking forward to that, actually. Oh! They do line up a little bit better, but I can still see missing pixels here. Get on it. I see missing pixels. I am on 1.1, right? I am on 1.1. So in theory, I should have the correct patch. I'm seeing some missing pixels here. No. And this, what's going on here? Come on, guys. You're better than this. I think it does look better, but it's still not ideal. Like, what's going on there? Okay, what's this weird little chunk? You know what I'm saying? Why do these cross over each other? Gross. Why? Oh my goodness. Okay, the screen is better, but not by much. It's still not great. It needs work. Scroll bars now properly respond to mouse wheel input. I am curious about the leader attribute screen. Oh, it looks the same but feels better. I gotta say. I don't know how to explain it. Everything is like narrower. And I don't know how to explain that makes it feel better. Previously, everything felt like all misaligned and all over the place. This definitely feels better. I got to say that. It looks and feels better. They've done some serious improvements here, considering how much, like, I would like for them to do a little bit of crunching. Like, I'm on a 1440p monitor. I should not have to scroll this screen. You know what I mean? You can fit all this information on the page. Like, come on, guys. Right? But otherwise, you know what? So far, a nice improvement. It's looking good. Okay. Let's have a look at the city screen here. Yeah, not much has changed in here, it seems. hovering over, you still don't have tooltips. I mean, look, you can't expect them to fix everything in a single patch, but it definitely feels like, does this screen remember that I was on Science? I would love it if this screen, like if I have Science open, and I close this, and I open it, I wish it would remember that I was on Science. That's something I would really like. Still, you know what? It's a step in the right direction. I'm going to give them the credit. Enabling disabling lens will hide resource icons. Resources were unable to be assigned to their owners. Okay, just like some general issues here. Narrative event fixes. We've got quest fixes. We've got typos. Very good. Additional audio for various UI events. Corrected character citizen being displayed on Korean independent powers. Mac OS and Linux being fixed. So we've got the content collection here now, right? So now we're on to the actual DLC. There's a little asterisk here. Civilization 7's content collections offer additional paid content to expand the game's foundation to open up new strategic possibilities for your empire. Each of these bundles will include 6 distinct packs of paid content, including new leaders, civilizations, wonders, and cosmetic bonuses. Buying a content collection gets you all 6 included packs and will be deployed at the different scheduled times according to our content roadmap. The first half of the Crossroads of the World Connection, our content collection following the launch of Civilization 7, goes launch as part of the 1.1 update. Players who own the Crossroad of the Worlds collection, which comes included for owners of the Deluxe Edition and Founders Edition, and is available for separate purchase for Standard Edition owners, will automatically have access to the new leader, Ava. I think that's meant to be Ada Lovelace. Typo. Take a drink. New civs, Great Britain, Modern Age, and Carthage, and Antiquity Age. She kind of cute, not gonna lie. Also, she's smart as heck, which is also attractive. 4 new natural wonders to discover. We also want to reiterate that you can play multiplayer matches with other players whether or not you own any of the same DLC, so you do not have to match DLCs to play together. Now, I am on the 1.1 update. I'm a little confused, but where's my Ava Lovelace? I want to play Ada. I want to play the mother of computers, okay? Where they at? I want to have a USB book. All right, a little confused about that. From childhood, Ada Lovelace inspected the world through a scientist's eyes, forging a path between intellectualism and imagination. She applied her mathematical mind to the 19th century's most cutting-edge experiments, working with mechanical computers, which made calculations using gears and punch cards. Dude, the old computers were crazy. You should totally go watch a documentary on that. It'll blow your mind. She designed the first computer program, establishing the field of computing over a century before technology caught up to her vision. She did do some really crazy stuff. I think she was privileged in the sense that her family had money. I don't remember. You know what? I need to go watch a movie or something, or a doc, or read a book about her. But she's a cool lady who, computer. And that's awesome. I hope it inspires other women to go into fields filled with sexists. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. Listen, I'm kidding. Just, computer programming. It's got a, listen, the people who know. That's all I'm going to say. Attributes, scientific, cultural. Unique ability, Enchantress of Number. The cities receive increased science per age when you complete a civic mastery. Oh, cities. So this is really nice scaling. It resets at the start of each age. You gain culture equal to the percentage of your total science per turn when you complete a technology mastery. So she's all about getting those technology masteries. That's quite exciting because this builds on itself. So you want to be hunting those mastery techs. Her agenda is analytical engine. She increases her relationship when you have the most masteries. We've got Great Britain. That's very exciting. Why don't I have Workshop the World? Buildings are a set percentage cheaper to produce or purchase. Converting towns to the cities costs a set percentage more. They have an antiquarium, a unique explorer unit. They got a unique naval unit. They got the Battersea Power Station. All really cool stuff. I really want to play Britain, but how? I've got Carthage. They should be in the game now, right? You got Carthage. I'm really excited. I want to do civilization spotlights on these guys. Where are they? When are we getting them? Update check-in. New Bermuda Triangle. All right, so on March 4th, also going live with update 1.1 is the first half of the paid. Yeah, okay, so I think we're supposed to have it now. It's probably just not fully updated on the back end. Also, I was on Reddit earlier and I saw someone, someone messed up somewhere. I have not been looking at mods. Where my stuff at? Do I have to buy this? I have the Crossroads. Huh. I think they broke this button here. Like I can't. Oh. Yeah, it's like I can't click on it unless I'm like way out here. Interesting that they broke this button. Interesting. All right, back. I gotta say, from reading the patch notes, I guess I'm like I'm a little bit disappointed. And mostly I'm disappointed because I had built up what this patch was going to be in my head a little bit more. I was hoping for a little bit more. My current vibe is, we're a month out from launch. The developers did hot fixes. They've done their first patch. And it is a pretty comprehensive patch with a lot of changes, but I don't really see much here that's addressing my personal complaints with the game. I saw a lot of addressing, like, this is a pretty big address, right? Fixing this, sure. And this, like, these are nice. And I am trying to be patient. I gotta say, like, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping for more. I like what's in the patch. Okay? It's overall a good patch, but I was hoping for a little more. And there is a lot of really nice stuff in here. And I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say, hey, look, guys, let's see what the next patch is. We should have another patch coming at the end of the month with the second half of the Crossroads of the Thing DLC. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to make Ada Lovelace appear. Yeah, overall, this first patch, I think it sets a good tone in the sense that this first patch is kind of setting expectations for us. I think there are some really nice changes in here. There are some really, really nice changes. I love the Memento Balance Pass, with the exception of the Padron Real. I think this is a really fun effect. I can understand why they wanted to take that out, but it would be interesting if they could bring it back somehow. I love the refinements to the military stuff, in particular the naval units and the army commander stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here to like. There's nothing negative. There's nothing I can think about this patch that is negative. There's nothing bad about this patch. I was hoping for more. Yeah. I don't know if I would say I feel let down by the developers. Although I can understand why some people might say that. I guess it's a cool patch. It's a really, really cool patch. But it doesn't have in here what I really, really want, is my current vibes. But, there's another patch in like 3-4 weeks, I think it is, based on the, what was it? Where's that thing that they said? They had an update. They had an update log. Yeah, so March 25th. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna get another patch in 3 weeks. That's 21 days. We're going to see additional UI updates and polish. I gotta say, I feel like the UI updates and polish so far delivered in 1.1. Like, let's kind of look at what their development roadmap here, right? Okay, I'm just going to assume right now that these have been delivered, right? The Natural Wonder was delivered. They did a big update to the Cultural Age Legacy Path. I'm going to have to spend some time playing around with that. Being able to convert holy cities, that we got that update. We got the naval unit update. We got the Memento balance pass. We got the army. So like they did deliver. They delivered on their promises. I feel like in every area here, you know, except for the UI updates and polish, I don't necessarily. And here's the thing, I don't necessarily feel like the UI is better now, but I think that that's going to be a long-term thing that they'll have to build towards, which is why I'm going to take a little bit more of a patient approach. So yeah, I got to say, look, it's a really good patch, and I like it, and I'm excited to play it. I'm pretty much immediately going to go record some games playing it and see if I can figure out where Ada Lovelace, Carthage, and Great Britain are. But I feel... Yeah, I feel just a tiny little ounce of... I wanted more from this. I guess I just had high expectations. Maybe that's on me, not necessarily the developers. Let me know what you think. What do you think? I think it's a good patch, but I wanted more from it. I wanted something to sink my teeth into. And I guess these little monthly, tri-weekly patches, they just don't do it for me. I want to play the same game for like 3 months and then get a huge patch, you know? That's me anyway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.